Kind of Funny Live 2 is happening May 28th and 29th. It's a 2-day event. The first day is going to be a completely ridiculous stage show. What we have planned this year completely blows last year out of the water. And I don't even know how that's possible because we were really stupid last year, and this year's somehow even stupider. Day 2, it's going to be full day of meet and greets. We're hanging out with all of us. A bunch of Rooster Teeth people are there. Funhouse people are there. Achievement Hunter. It's going to be a grand old time. There's going to be some games to play. There's going to be signings. It's exciting. It's a really fun time. There's going to be exclusive merch. Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be exclusive merch. Go to kindoffunny.com/tickets to get your tickets today. There's a couple VIP tickets still available, so make sure if you want one of those, you act fast. What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode 68 of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. As always, I'm your host, Tim Gettys, joined by one half of the coolest dudes in video games, Greg Miller.
And
Portillo wearing a t-shirt.
right. On Colin Greg Live, we said I didn't want him to put him in this shirt. I was going to give it to the audience, and then Colin put him in the shirt, and I've just been wearing the shirt all day. So one of the people on Colin Greg Live who wins the prize box will get a shirt worn by Portillo.
Oh, straight off of his back.
Right. You can clone Portillo.
And his front, his whole entire body's kind of covered by that thing.
He is a sausage in a sausage casing.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, he likes clothes. I just didn't want to be a poser. This is an Adventure Time shirt that I don't know the reference
not
to.
Not necessarily your thing.
So it's like, I don't really want to push him into something he's not comfortable doing. Somebody on the street's going to talk to him like, oh, you love Adventure Time? You love that?
He'll do that whole
You love that dog, I think, that's in Adventure Time? And Portillo's going to be like, I don't know what you're saying.
Do you watch Adventure Time ever?
Nope.
Like, have you ever
I've seen it once in a pizzeria. I was at Comic-Con. It was on in a pizzeria, and I looked up.
So you didn't hear it, you just saw it.
I think I might have heard it. They might have had it up loud enough that you could hear it.
I've never seen an episode.
Okay.
Seems like something I'd like.
Yeah, but you're busy, man. You're an adult now. You're an adult man now. You have this show to host.
But I want to watch Adventure Time at some point in my life. We should sit down. We should make a date out of it.
Well, I think before this, I'd have to see Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty is another show that I was told that I would really enjoy, and I never really watched it. Kevin forced me to watch the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
First episode, I'm like, I mean, it has funny moments, but like, I don't understand why.
Well, plus it's just Kevin's trying to make you do something, so you immediately don't want to do it.
Exactly.
I understand 100%.
First episode, I was like, all right, it's funny, but like, I wouldn't want to keep watching. Episode 2, I'm like, all right, I get what they're going at. And by 3, I'm like, this is great. I haven't watched any since, but I get it. Those guys are good guys. They're doing God's work out there. So what's up with Colin? He's not here.
He's sick.
He is sick.
He's got a sore throat.
One half of the coolest dudes in video games.
But I'm the bigger half of the half, so I'm cool. Like I'm the bigger half of the whole.
Like physically or like
sure
emotionally?
With that too.
Okay. Well, either way,
I am a deep well of emotions.
I know that.
Colin is a puddle, just anger, seething anger right below the surface. That's Colin.
I
have a range.
He's
Sometimes
recovering.
I am angry.
I hope he recovers.
Sometimes
soon.
I'm happy.
I'm sure he'll be back by.
We find that Pax Pox,
week.
man. That
Pax.
Pox. Yeah, Pox Pax.
Yeah.
Pax Plague.
It's a thing.
Whatever you want to call it.
I like that.
You like Pax Plague better? A pox on both your houses.
Yeah, that sounds too like freaking
too weird, Shakespearean. You don't like that?
Yeah, and it reminds me of chicken pox, and that was a whole thing when we were.
Did you ever have chicken pox?
Yes, I did.
Me too.
Me, Kevin, and my brother got it together.
Oh, that's cool.
It was.
Did your parents do the thing where it was like one of you had it, so like, let's put them together?
Not on purpose.
But you were always together.
It happened, and they ran with it. I'm pretty sure by now they claimed that they did it on purpose.
Of course,
but it's
at the time they didn't know what they were doing.
You didn't do shit.
Yeah,
we were just there.
Sure,
playing with each other's genitals. That's how you get chicken pox, right?
Nope.
No.
That's how you get chlamydia. Other sexually transmitted
it might not be a cause and
diseases.
effect, but we were playing with each other's genitals, got chicken pox. So,
is that a real story?
Parts of that are no, we weren't. No. We did used to take baths together though.
Sure, so, that I understand.
Yeah, three of us in one little bathtub. That was back when Kevin could fit in
normal size.
Yeah,
before he became
a little tiny little dude. But
before he was mid Veruca Salt transformation.
This is Gamescast, where every week we get together, talk about video games and all the shit that we love about them. You can get it early on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames alongside a whole plethora of goodies related to Kind of Funny Games. You get the show early. You get exclusive episodes of this show. Usually they're worth $1. Sometimes they're not, but I usually will let you know if they're not. Otherwise, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. You can watch these all for free later than most people would like them. People complaining in the comments are like, hey, this is late. All right, buy it on Patreon. It won't be late.
It's not late for our Patreon supporters and subscribers. Yeah.
I love everyone, though. You guys
not
are
to mention,
great.
though, you do a good job of keeping the topics.
I try. And then every once in a while, there's a situation where
Nintendo controller.
The Nintendo controller. Every time we talk about Nintendo, there's an issue. Because last time we did the controller, the day we put it out, then, it's denounced that the rumor's fake. I thought it was still great discussion, though. So we're like, fuck it, we're still putting it up. And then yesterday, as of this recording, a topic goes up that's NX rumors. Completely not talking about all the major NX stuff that
interesting.
But it's okay. We're going to talk about it now.
Yeah.
That's a great segue for topic one.
Nothing more will change from here on out.
Absolutely
There's
not.
no way they can change what they've said about the NX.
It's out there.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Wii U's
Whole bunch
2016.
Before we get there, I want to give a shout out. Speaking of the Patreon stuff, we're kind of in a weird. It was a good segue, but now I need to go.
You're doing
back.
fine. You're doing fine. You're still good. Patreon producer.
Shout out to Steven Insler. I want to make sure I'm saying that right.
I believe you are.
Sounds right. Steven Insler.
He's a Patreon supporter. He's a Patreon producer because he went to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames to support it there.
Making the show happen, and I really appreciate it. I like his name because I get to look at it all the time on the calendars because you put it on this show.
Sure.
So for the last next couple weeks, I'm just looking at it. So
there it is.
So shout out to you, Steven Insler.
Thank you.
You are the wind beneath my wings and the shirt upon Portillo's backs.
No, this is Luke Cray show. You're my hero.
LukeCray.com/kindoffunny.
You're everything I
could ever be.
Like to be.
I don't know the words.
You don't know anything about it.
I don't know
words
anything
any
about
songs.
words. It's true. So, Greg, I want to talk about Nintendo.
Sure.
Big surprise to everyone.
I know.
At home.
You are the NX biggest fanboy.
So I'm going to throw some facts at you.
Sure.
And then I want to get your feedback.
You got it.
Me and Colin talked a bit on Colin and Greg
Live
about this. We're going to get deeper into the whole thing, but I want to hear what you have to say.
You got it.
The facts are NX not going to be at E3 this year. Going to be released 2017 in the month of March. Zelda delayed. Also going to be on NX. Presumably a launch title. Nintendo not doing well. The big issues. They're down 61% in profits. That's not good. They're selling their stock in the Mariners. To what extent, we don't know, but they are. Trying to figure all that out. Wii U ceasing production by March 2018. Their holiday season is abysmal this year.
This year is abysmal.
This year.
Because they're done.
Absolutely.
Zelda was what you were holding on to for this year with the Wii U, and they're like, boop, no, see
it
you
ain't happening.
next year, buddy.
The holiday season, not looking good, which, something Nintendo fans are used to at this point. But this 2016, it's going to go down in history as the worst Nintendo year of all time.
Wow.
For sure. I don't even think that's going to be questioned. That's absolutely true. And then Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing for mobile announced. So there's some light.
And Pokemon Go, I know this isn't part of it.
Pokemon Go leaked footage came out, and it looks very interesting, very cool.
Yeah.
And Pokemon's Red, Blue, and Yellow's virtual console sales numbers came out, and over
strong.
1.5 million, which is great for virtual console titles and downloadable stuff. So I think that's a good message to Nintendo of what the people want. Baby Metal Mario Maker DLC came out. Baby Metal, of course, the classic, I think J-pop, I want to say J-pop band that's the little girls doing death metal.
Okay.
Oh, Greg, you don't know about this?
No. I thought
you don't know about Baby Metal.
I thought it was you said Baby Metal Mario Maker, so I was thinking it was just
Baby Mario.
Little Mario and the Metal Mario.
Yeah, no.
Like they gave you Mario DLC.
I mean, it's the greatest thing in the world. It went viral. Like a video went viral in the States maybe 2 years ago, but they're a huge deal. It's like this group of like 3 9 to 13-year-old girls.
Okay.
And they just do heavy metal shit.
Nice.
But in like a J-pop format.
Okay. So very colorful.
I mean, no, because it's heavy metal. But it's like, it'll be heavy metal, like it really intense, and then the chorus comes, and then it turns into like...
Okay.
Yeah. And
Ryan Clements style.
Exactly. Okay. It's very Ryan Clements. So that's great. And then 10 million people have signed up for Miitomo. So 10 million people have used it.
Yeah. It feels like that one burst pretty quick. I know that many people used it. How many people are still using it other than Mike Drucker? I get the Mike Drucker.
I mean, that's my thing. Is like, there's not 10 million people still using it.
Sure. Numbers are great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take away from it.
I am shocked by how many posts I see daily from my Twitter feed of people
still using Miitomo.
Yeah, and it's not just like 2 people. It's like 10 people, which I don't follow that many people, so that's a pretty good percentage of it.
Okay.
I'm not using it daily, I can tell you that much.
Did you ever use it? Did you download it?
Yeah, for the first couple days I used it, and I was like, it's not enough of a distraction. And it's like, I'd like to use it on planes and stuff, but then you need internet access, so it ruins it. So anyways, back to the real shit.
Back to the real shit, everybody.
NX stuff, E3 news.
Yeah.
What's your whole take on this?
For me, the entire situation has been awkward. You know what I mean? I feel like it seemed like such a no-brainer that we've been talking about it forever, that here we go, E3, Nintendo's big coming out party. They're going to come out, they're going to show you the NX, explain it, and it'll be out this fall. having it move to March doesn't bewilder me that much, but then like how they're coming out so early, I guess that's me trying to put E3 further back than it is really. So it's not that early, but getting out ahead of the messaging, I guess, and explaining ahead of time that no, NX won't be there. E3 is Zelda. You know what I mean? Like E3 is going to be Zelda. That's what we're there to pitch. That's like, or to sell. It's like, that's cool in one sense of like, I can't wait to see Zelda. Everything we've seen for the new Zelda looks awesome. But it's bewildering in the sense of, is that all you're showing? Like,
well,
what?
So that's the thing. So to elaborate on that a bit, Zelda is going to be the only playable Nintendo game at E3.
That is crazy. Like in an E3 where we are seeing it radically change leading up to it, where you're seeing Activision peel off and EA peel off and all these companies make a point of saying they're not going, to now have Nintendo go and be like, we're going to have one playable game there. That is fucking crazy. Because even if you are, like we're always talking about, right? Like, you hope that what's happening with the NX and the Wii U's, lineup is that the Wii U was already, dwindling off, and now we have more solid numbers and timelines, and now we know where NX is. The hope was that, cool, we're going to see Wii U die this year, but at E3 you're going to come out and you're going to be like, here's your Metroid game, here's this game, all these games, here's your true 3D Mario, all the things you thought you were going to get on Wii U. At some point we saw the numbers, we saw the writing on the wall, took those projects and put them into the NX silo. So we are flush with NX games. It's going to be amazing. There was that rumor we talked about on Colin Moriarty Live, and I think maybe last week on the Gamescast, yes, where it was like they were talking about the lineup that they had and how many NX games were supposed to be coming and all these different things, which is super exciting. I'm excited for the NX, and I don't mean I'm going to buy it day one. I don't mean that I'm excited because it's going to be cool, and I'm excited to know what it is and how Nintendo rebounds from the Wii U and what their messaging is. And it's very much why I'm so intrigued right now with PlayStation Neo, right? Like, how do you come out and sell this? How do you come out and say why you need this? And for Nintendo, the messaging has to be completely different of like, it's got to be, you assume, hat in hand PlayStation 4 thing, where it's like, PlayStation 3 was hard to program for, and we kind of got our asses kicked for it for a long time, and we're sorry. This is a high-powered PC. It's very easy for you to bring your games over. Indie devs want to work with you. They said all the right things at that PlayStation 4 launch event. And so I figured Nintendo had to come out and say that as well. And I still think they do at some point, but to not do it at E3, to do E3 and only show one game, to do E3, only have one game playable, and announce that it's delayed till next year, it's so awkward. The entire thing is so, and have it like, and I know I talked to you a little bit about yesterday when the news broke, of just like, for me, it was out of the blue. I would have expected, we're going to tell you the launch date, we're going to tell you when Zelda's happening, we're going to tell you all these different things. I would have expected that to be a direct. I would have expected there to be cryptic tweets of like, this is what's about to happen, everybody get excited. And the fact that they didn't do it as a get hype moment made it feel very, very much like a weird corporate restructuring. Like, this isn't, Nintendo's usually so good at speaking to the Nintendo fan, making you guys so excited and enthralled with what they're doing. And this one seemed like it was very much like, all right, we're in the boardroom, and here's what I'm talking to you from the Nintendo podium of what's happening and where we are as a company. Yeah. I don't know why you left me. I had this trash over here. You should have got rid of that. People are watching this right now. They're horrified. They're disgusted. Trash show. So it's just been, for me, an awkward thing. Where's your head? You're this Nintendo fan. You were like going through all the stages. It felt like, and like at one point you were like, I'm accepting of it now.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult for me to talk about because I am a fanboy of all of this stuff. I want this to succeed. I put a tweet out yesterday that was saying, it's just like, I don't understand the desire to just hate on all of this and to like,
that's the internet.
I know, but like to call out all of the, like everything doing wrong. In my opinion, it's like I'm not in denial. Like, that's the thing, is I'm not in denial of where Nintendo is or has been the last couple of years. I get it. When they do something right, I want to celebrate it because I enjoy it. When they release Star Fox Zero, I'm going to say that I'm not happy with it. When they release Smash Bros. Or Mario 3D World or Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze,
Mario Kart, Mario Maker, all these amazing games,
I'm going to be like, hell yeah. When they release something good that's not for me, Splatoon, I'm going to say that. This is good, not for me. It's like, I feel like I have a fairly level head when it comes to, I can be critical of them. I'm not just going to completely
everything's a rubber stamp for you.
Yeah. So I also did not expect all this information to come out. Like, I knew that they're doing their financial report thing. Nintendo always does this.
Sure.
And what they do, it is never consistent. Sometimes we've seen them announce games, usually smaller games. Sometimes we've seen them not announce anything, just give numbers. Sometimes we've seen them come out and announce, I think the 3DS at some point was first talked about at a financial, or maybe it was the new 3DS. It was one of at the financial things. So it's like, no, there's no guarantees of what you're getting in.
Sure.
But every single time NeoGAF explodes with hype, Nintendo has something unique about it, unlike any other dev, publisher, console maker, anything, where anytime a Nintendo announcement's coming, the internet explodes with, we're getting F-Zero, we're getting Star Fox, we're getting Metroid, we're getting this, Megatons left and right.
As an outsider, the thing is, and I speak as an outsider, and I speak for you as a fanboy, we want Nintendo to succeed. I want NX to be awesome. I want there to be the Metroid game all the Metroid fans have been waiting for, the Mario game I'd love to play, like the Zelda, the Zelda game that is ported over and is better on NX and all these different things. I want them to succeed, and it's one of those things where it's very much to draw the parallels. It's very much like when we were going into PSX and we're like, are we gonna get crashed? Clearly they're gonna announce name changes. We're gonna see Sony Ben's game. And then when we got there and none of that happened, and you're like, well, what the fuck is going on? Why is it not going the way we thought it was? This seemed like this is how it was going to be. Like E3, when I was like, for PlayStation, I'm like, there's gonna be 20 minutes on PlayStation VR, and there was 2.5. Mm-hmm. You get into these things where we all start talking about things in such a way, like we talked about Fallout 4, but the opposite, where Fallout 4 panned out the exact way we said it was going to be, that they were going to do it at E3 and it would be out that year. You're into your head that, like, of course, we've said it, this podcast has said it, this journalist is saying, everyone is saying NX will be talked about at E3 and it'll be the big thing, And so you get in and like, that's the right move. That's the way it should be. This is the way Nintendo should do this. And then when they come out and they're like, that's not at all what we're doing, you're left with, well, what the fuck? Like why are you doing something that is so, why are you doing the opposite of something so obvious?
And that's classic Nintendo. Like, that's what they do, is it's like everyone feels like they have the answer, and then Nintendo does something totally different. And, recently that has been the wrong decision, seemingly, or like pretty much for sure like that. Yeah, they have made the wrong choices. With the whole E3 thing, with all of this, I'm right there with you. We've talked on countless podcasts about Nintendo's going to come out at E3. The question wasn't, are they? The question was, are they going to have a direct or a press conference?
Sure.
We've talked about that so many times. So the fact that they're just not even going to talk about NX there, definitely a shock. Having said that, a couple days ago, I was talking to Kevin and I was just like, I can't believe we are weeks away from the NX announcement, the reveal of all of it. Like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, we've heard rumors for so long, but like, it just seems a little close to like get that much information, especially with where we're at with the Wii U and all of this. So when I first heard all this, I was like, oh man, like this sucks. I was looking forward to E3 so much for this. And now I'm still looking forward to E3, but like the thing that I was waiting for is not going to be
your
there.
Megaton announcement.
But it's like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, business wise, like this might be the only way Nintendo can succeed. I don't think this means Nintendo will succeed, but I think that they are setting themselves up so at least there's a possibility. They're being stubborn by staying in the console space. I truly believe that. I wish they'd go and just make games for Xbox and PlayStation, but they're not. They're making a console. So
fuck you, Steam.
With that being a fact, that they're sticking with it. Me as a fan, I'm looking like, all right, how can this succeed? How can this work? And I think that they need to let the Wii U die. And everyone's going to say, oh, the Wii U's already dead. It's not, though. Like, as long as there's people that are talking about like complaining about Zelda, like Nintendo fucking them over for putting Zelda on the other thing. They've been waiting for it here and delaying it and all this stuff. It's like, as long as that's happening, the Wii U's not dead. Like, the Wii U is still something that people care about. People still are waiting for certain games on it. So it's not dead. And I think that Nintendo's making a smart call by pretty much just nosediving the thing and giving space to then make an announcement and to have that direct. I think if they were to have done the direct yesterday, they'd have nothing to show. And that's the problem. Like, I liked that this was at a business financial thing and that like all the boring shit, all the bad news is coming out now. It's coming out in a way it's before E3, whatever. Of course, yesterday, the internet was, as of recording this, a buzz with all of this and everyone having their opinions. But then E3 is going to happen. Everyone's going to be talking about the PS4.5, the Xbox 1.5, all the new games, all this stuff.
Right.
And it's just like, and then whatever they think of Zelda. give that some space, and then sometime later this year, they confirmed that Nintendo's new president confirmed that there's going to be an event, and they're going to announce the features, price, software at launch, and other details by the end of the year. So I'm like, okay, thinking about all of that, we're targeting March here. That means that we're going to get a launch lineup. And when you think about the teams that haven't released games in a long time, like the teams that worked on Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, Retro, making Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, they haven't made games since 2014. Like, that's a long time
They've
ago.
had a lot of time.
Yeah. They're doing something, obviously. And when you look at what's been happening on the Wii U in the last couple of years, Smash Bros. Notwithstanding, which probably will be ported over, there hasn't been much going on. And it's either their big games like Mario Maker, or things like Star Fox, or the Mario Tennis game, or Animal Crossing, which are all the spin-off games, and even they were not given the level of polish that Nintendo's usually known for.
Sure.
And it's like, why is this all happening? And it's kind of embarrassing. You know, it's kind of bad. And as a Nintendo fan, the one thing I can stand on is that Nintendo games are amazing. So when they release ones that aren't, it's like, shit. You
Right.
know, I don't even have that. And I hate that Star Fox was caught as a casualty in this, because I love Star Fox so much. But like with the other stuff, I'm like, all right, cool. This is necessary to kill the Wii U. You know,
And again, like, I'm not the business guy, obviously. Neither you have to imagine Nintendo ran a million scenarios and where they are and da. I just feel like the Wii U, you're talking about nosediving it this year, right? I'm not at all trying to be insulting to the Wii U. It's already been on its way out. We've already been saying all these different things. And I feel like the messaging could have been so different if it was E3, here's NX, it's out this fall, and it's time, Zelda's hitting at the same time on both units. There wouldn't be so much anger as right now there's this anger. And honestly, I think a lot of the anger is the usual internet hyperbole, just like you're seeing with PlayStation 4.5. Oh, this is a middle finger to us. They're fucking us over. It's like, well, how often are you playing your Wii U? Like, and don't get me wrong, there are definitely plenty of people out there who are really into Wii U, but there's other people who are like, that sucks. I bought a Wii U. I've had a Wii U, and that's why I've been leaving it plugged in. And it's like, what do you care? You'd still get the game there if you want it that way, and if you're gonna buy the NX, you're gonna buy it. But what I'm saying is, if there could have just been that 3-month layover of like, okay, cool, the Wii U's riding off into the sunset into the NX, whereas now there seems like there's this whole half a year, a little bit more, 9 months, where it's like, all right, like, now I feel screwed or whatever. I feel like I can't be excited for it for another 9 months. It's going to be 9 months of, or honestly, I guess more like 6, probably more like 5, getting your face rubbed in how bad everything is right now. And there's nothing to play on this unit you really were a champion of and you were talking about, but there's no good news until that event comes out. And even the event, though, is going to be marred by, can we trust them? Can they keep this up? This is what they've been trying to do forever, is have all these games that, Nintendo fans want, and it hasn't panned out that way, especially with the Wii U. So how can we look at them now and be like, well, they're going to get it right this time?
I mean, I guess where I stand with that is that's what I wanted, right? That's what we've been talking about forever. And I feel like there is a change now where I believe in this plan that they have, in that I think that is too soon. I feel like the nosedive, it's the space thing. I do think that letting it die and Nintendo taking a step back, working behind the scenes, planning exactly what they're going to do at an event that they completely control, they're going to be the focus of it entirely, and coming out and being like, this is the NX. This is how powerful it is. And again, this is all assuming
of course,
the NX is what we want it to be. But that's what I'm going to keep going down that path. I'm going to keep believing that this is a good thing. They're going to come out, give all this good news. Here's the launch lineup. Here are the games you want. Here are games that aren't launched but are going to be coming throughout the year. Here is the plan. And I think that will be better served as its own thing down the line. I think that we need to get our faces rubbed in the dirt for.
But my counter argument to that is that, haven't you already been doing that? Hasn't that been this entire generation?
But there's a difference to me between living it and not having it. I'm saying I don't want, like, I don't think it needs to be like a crossfade. Like, it can't be like that. It needs to be more just like, it's done. Here's something new.
The phoenix rises from the ashes.
Yeah,
kind of
it's
thing.
not so much just seamless transition. Like, we understand we were bad. Here's a fresh like restart.
Yeah.
I guess that's my thing is, I don't want it to be a restart. I want it to be just a total new start. Total new push.
Yeah.
This is a totally new thing. This isn't the continuation of the Wii U's cycle. That cycle's done. This is new.
Sure. That makes sense.